So hi everyone, I'm Ellen from SOFAR Solar. So today I will introduce our new product for you. So that is our new product, SOFAR 250 kilowatts. That is designed specifically for Brazilian markets. So let's begin. So in today's presentation, I will give you three parts. The first part is introduce some advantage of these new products and also its new features and its new functions. So there are 6 of the biggest advantage for this unit. The first one is we have the AC and DC dual power supply designs. So when at night you don't have the PV side powers, but the AC side can still supply the power to the inverters, so you can have 24 hours condition monitoring. And also we have the 4 MPPT designs, and each MPPT will have 5 strings, and each string will have 20 amps. So that is compatible with the high current models. And also we have the PLC communications to reduce the cost. And you can select either Wi-Fi, GPRS, Ethernet, or RS485 communications. And also we have added 2 new functions. The first one is AFCI and the other one is anti-PIDs. And also, as I know that some places may don't have the internet, so we have added Bluetooth functions, which may more convenient for the local installer to do the maintenance. Also, there are some other advantages. The first one is this new inverter can maximum bear twice of the AC loads, of the DC loads. And also, as we doing 20 amps per strings, so it is compatible with the 500 volts plus models. And also, we have the wider DC input range. You can have 500 and maximum to 1500 volts. And we have increased the efficiency to 99.02%. And also some new functions like the IV curve scamming to reduce the operations and maintenance costs, and also increase the power generations. And also, this inverter is no fuse designs, which means it's more safety and more easy for the maintenance. And also, we have the DC 2-in-1 connection. So that will reduce the cost of the DC cables. And also we have the DC side type 2 and AC side type 2 for the SPD. So that may need lots of the requirements. And also that is the type 1 optional that you can choose. Some features is we have the IP66, so that will meet lots of the environment requirements. And as I mentioned before, we have changed the maximum current per strings to 20 amps, which will meet lots of the requirement of the panels. And we have the AFCI functions. And also we can do the remote firmware upgrade. So when the inverter is connecting to the internet, we can change we can upgrade the firmware. So we're easy for you to do the maintenance. So we also have the Q and night functions. The power supply plus minus 0.8 will continually adjustable. And also we have increased the DC side to 1500 volts. So you will have wider voltage range. Some specifications. So the maximum AC power at 35 degrees will be 255 kilowatts. And because of Brazil may have high temperature in the summertime, so we have to do some design to reduce the effects of the high temperature. At 45 degrees, you still can have power of 230 kilowatts. And at 50 degrees, you still can have maximum AC power of 220 kilowatts. And also that is the dimension of the size and the weight. And also, as I mentioned before, we have increased the DC voltage to 1500 volts. So for other brands, they have the design of 1000 volts. And for the SOFAR 75 to 136 kilowatt, we have increased it to 1100 volts, which means you can add 10% more panels to the DC sides. And for this bigger size 250 watt kilowatt inverters, we have do some further improvement to make it 1500 volts DC. So you can have actually connect 50% more panels on the DC side, which means it will decrease the cost of the DC cable by up to 50%. So there will be a big reduce for the cost you have for the DC cables. And also we will have a very easy way for the online monitoring. That is one of the sample of the 1.5 kilowatt megawatt systems. So on the SolarMan platform, you will have this interface. By going into it, you can see actually the location of the systems and the production and other information you may require. And below pictures is the connection of how the whole monitoring connection looks like. So we move to next part. So the next part is we have do some design to increase the efficiency. We call the efficiency boost Topology. So that graph is the comparison of the previous design and the new design. So you can, from this graph, you can see there is a significantly efficiency increase. And so to increase the efficiency, we have do some advantage design. The first one is we have the higher efficiency than the traditional symmetric 3 levels. And also we have double the inductor's frequency, smaller inductor size. And we do the lower inductor cost and smaller trips currents. And we have the lower cost of the lighting protections. And we do a better EMI effect. So by doing those design, which can make your inverter have the higher efficiency and reduce the potential risk. And also we have added the new function called the PID Repair. So this will help you to, during the night, a reverse current is applied between the components and the ground to repair the PV modules. And this function is the optional functions. So customer can choose whether they will need to have this function. And also we have the RCD monitoring. So they may have the risks of the cable corrosion and the electron shock. So for this unit we have the multi-MPPT to reduce the number of the parallel strings and greater reduce the risk. And for the RCD monitoring, this connects quickly to avoid the current flow through the human body and reduce the potential safety hazards. Also, we have the Fuseless design and the AFCI protection. So by some old models, you may have the risk to cause the panel burn. But for this new function, we do the Fuseless design and the AFCI protection, which help you to know where in the parts and easy for the maintenance. And when you have the potential risks, you don't need to change the fuse. So that will also reduce the maintenance cost. And also that is the function we call the IV curve scamming functions. So by using this function, you can see actually It will reduce the scope and the time of the failure to maximize the power generations. And also we're doing a smart air cooling. So we have one IP68. So the integrated temperature sensors and the multi-space automatic control. And it's the drawer design frames. It's easy to maintain it. So from this part, you can actually pull the frames out. And it's easier for you to do the maintenance and change the fans inside. And this is disassembled and maintained without opening the cover, so it's will easy for you to do the replacement. And also there is the smart monitoring platform we call Solomon monitoring platform. So from this platform, you can actually see the interface of the whole system you have. So you can check some functions here. And by going into it, you can actually see some more details like the temperature, the daily production, the yearly production, or something like those. And actually you can go into it to see the production of every day and every single parameters like the currents and the voltage. So that is all the information for today. Thanks for your listening. Have a good day.